Yay, clappy noise. Welcome to another edition of the Sepsiss Show. Music, art, culture, technology, social media, and more. Each Wednesday, everybody, we're teaching everyone that life is not all about the old 9 to 5. It's not all about hard work. It's much more about the time that we have and the time that we spend creating things here in this short time and space together. It's how we measure and determine and share our value, our wisdom, our resources, our truth, and understanding. We also cover some topics on the show, conversations. We cover the challenges that the other promoters, musicians, and bands are too well behaved to talk about. If your goal is to seek wisdom and speak the truth, it's a good idea, everyone, to actually be persuasive. Truth seekers and truth tellers, they have to be persuasive because generally speaking, people have a hard time hearing the truth. You can study us or hate us. Welcome everybody to the Sepsiss Show. We're broadcasting each Wednesday at 8 p.m. now or 7 p.m. We don't even fucking know anymore.
One of the two. Hi.
Music, art, culture, technology, current events, controversy, social media, and more. We're going to jump right into our first story. Are you excited?
Yes.
It's another story about aura farming. You got that microphone good?
Yeah.
That's good.
Got it.
It's another story about aura farming.
Our favorite word.
These viral phrases are dominating online culture, Lexi. And here's what they really mean. I've been dying to know really what aura farming is. And we've talked about it before on the show, but we don't really know.
I want to know what that is. I also want to know what 6'7" is. 6'7"?
Okay, we're going to get down to it. Each year, the internet gives birth to a new lexicon, one that is fast-moving and unpredictable as the online trends that fuel it. 2025 is no different, everyone. With a fresh crop of viral slang that has quickly become shorthand from everything from viral moments to the internet's culture quirks.
Quirky.
I know everybody's just at the edge of their seat already. More than words, these phrases are creative expressions of identity in an ever-evolving digital landscape. Whether you're on TikTok, Twitch, or the latest meme loop, these are the terms that have dominated conversations among Gen Z and Gen Alpha. I don't know if you guys are all excited about that.
This holiday season.
I'm going to get rid of this shit. You can bet. See that? I'm going to blast it. So buckle up, everybody, because we're about to break down the slang that has defined 2025. You're about to hear the words everywhere, whether you're ready or not.
Okay, very blunt.
That's forceful.
Let's go.
After we get rid of this ad, we're not going to look at this ad, everybody. It's not happening. Look, it's going to regenerate.
And we're going to say
blast
no.
it. All right, so here's one here, okay?
Your favorite word.
Everybody in the chat,
look at your screen.
Please type in the chat box if you have heard of the word aura farming. It's new to me.
What's your favorite word?
Why is it my favorite word?
Because now that we've did the podcast,
yes,
when we introduced this word to us,
mm-hmm.
ever since then you've realized in society where there's aura farming.
I'm going to be honest with you. What I've realized is that ever since our species has discovered the internet, we just make shit up as we go along at light speed. We experience sometimes real life And then we run to the fucking internet on impulse, emotions, and we seemingly respond to otherwise real world events and topics or things that could or could not be going on. And we react and respond to these events and topics, sometimes dramatically on the internet.
Yeah.
We make stuff up as we go along. Words,
That definitely
definitions.
happens.
Ever since the internet came out, it's like anyone can be an author, you know? So let me
Yeah.
this is what I'm saying. There was a time, okay, when if you changed a word or a sentence in the Bible, you would be punished with death.
That's true.
But now everyone's got a version of their own Bible. Everyone's got a version of how they want to pet their bald eagle. Everyone's got a version of how they want to translate the Constitution. That's what I'm talking about. Ever since the internet, I can't tell you how many friends I talk to during a day that just say words. And I'll stop them in mid-sentence because I won't know the word, you know? And I'll ask them, hey, that word that you're using, do you know what it means? And I'll stop conscious, seemingly educated people mid-sentence and ask them if they know the definitions and meanings to the words that they're using. And a lot of times, they won't know firsthand, or they'll need a device or a search engine, or they'll need some kind of a magic box to tell them how to talk. Because people just make stuff up as they go along now. As if they're reauthoring or remixing the English language.
They're making up their own words as they go along. They make up their own definitions to these words as they go along, even to words that have already been defined. They're making up their own stuff.
And they remix it or shape shift it as they see convenient or comfortable. Or
it suits them.
Or even more so, people will change definitions and words just hoping that you won't look at the real definition. People are just predicting, I guess, projection that nobody cares about the quality or the association with the word that they're using.
Definitely.
And they're just hoping that nobody looks.
So they don't, or not look. They hope they don't know the word already. Even.
So it's just like, if you know, it's like
just hoping that they're not smarter than you or as smart as you,
or motivated.
It's assuming that they're lower than you.
Right, that you're going to read the first 3 pages of the Bible, right, and skip the rest. They're just kind of counting on everybody to do that. They're hoping that people read the popular parts of the Constitution without questioning every word and every sentence, knowing that at one time that in order to write something down, you needed to be royalty. And in some circumstances, it might feel like we can all remix the dictionary. It might feel like we're all, you know, authors of the almanac now because we have the internet, right?
Yeah.
But to a large degree, the only people that can truly mangle, manipulate, and maneuver English really are like the courts and rich people. Only coders and developers can really decide which pathway or direction our language is going. Because at the time, you know, the Bible was our internet. So manipulating certain words gives you a supreme advantage in strategy. Being able to mince, manipulate, or mangle for advantageous places on the map. Anyhow, I go on about this type of stuff all day.
Let's learn about aura farming.
Let's do it. So somebody made this shit up.
Yes.
Okay. Aura forming. I keep saying forming. I feel like
the word makes you want to say it.
It does. It does.
It's aura farm.
And plus,
that's a lot to say.
Plus, we're from New England, so anything with a lot of A's in it is gonna fuck with me.
Right.
Aura farming. That's how I want to say it.
To say like that.
Everybody aura farming, but it's not. It's aura. And then when I say aura, it makes me want to go forming. Aura forming. Aura farming. Because I say farm. Because you know what I mean? Because we're from New England.
We got an accent.
Right. And right. If you want, it's not the farm. That's tough. For us, right? For us, is farm. You go to the farm, the dairy farm.
Aura farm.
Where you going? The dairy farm? I mean, I don't really go to the farm, but if I did, it'd be over there.
I say aura. Aura farm.
Right, aura farm.
Aura farm.
Strange.
Aura.
Right.
Farm.
So, aura farming is the art of cultivating an undeniable magnetic energy that draws people in. Did anybody get that? It's all about crafting a vibe so strong and captivating that others can't help it but be pulled into your orbit. Whether it's excluding confidence. Oh, excuse me. Let me bring that back. Whether it's exuding confidence, radiating charm, or just owning the room, aura farming is often used to elevate one's status and influence. I'm having a hard time catching on to this.
So is it kind of like the effect of the bride coming down the aisle? She is indeed aura farming?
I don't know, man.
Because she's exuding confidence, she's radiating charm, she's owning the room, everyone's eyes are on her. Wouldn't that be aura farming?
To me, this refers to everybody that doesn't have a consistent experience of low self-esteem. I don't get this.
And also, wouldn't us being on stage and performing, wouldn't that also, based on this paragraph definition of aura farming, wouldn't we be aura farming?
I have never had such a low self-esteem where I can understand something like this. Forgive me. I don't think, and this might gross people out, because I know that self-confident people tend to be looked at as narcissistic, especially on the internet.
Well, if you're self-confident, then according to this, some people might think that you're aura farming because you're confident.
Any type of self-promotion, see, I have this award behind me. I could be aura farming, right?
Yes.
Isn't this just another way of saying clout chasing? Or over... Because you know how it is I
think this is making something kind of negative.
Okay,
by saying aura farming is.
I don't mean to get on you.
Confident.
I don't mean to get on you, but this is something that only young people believe. I don't. Well,
as a young person,
I never
knew that this word even existed until we started talking about it on the podcast. But as we're getting to know this word, I'm starting to think
it sounds whiny.
My generation and maybe even the millennials, I don't
even know
who really invented this whole aura farming thing.
Yes.
But it sounds to me like trying to make something kind of negative, but just changing a word or inventing a new thing. But for just someone that's just being self-confident. Someone that's dressing good, they look great. They
don't even mention
great.
that, but I do. But I feel like
I'm talking in terms of them talking about owning the room. Well, I think of someone
Okay.
owning the room. I think of, a bride coming down the aisle and she's wearing all white. All eyes are on her. At that time, she is technically owning the room.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, we're on stage. We're technically owning the venue because all eyes are on us. We're dressed really nicely.
I understand.
We're putting on this nice event. So, like, using those real world things, I'm starting to see that, like, maybe this is us just inventing, like you said, us making up a new word for just people being self-confident.
It seems like
People being self-confident, putting themselves out there, and not being afraid or terrified of what other people think.
Okay. To me, it seems like
And the people that are, like, looking at them, doing all that, being confident, they're like, oh, you're aura farming. Instead of them just living their life. They're just living their life.
it seems to me like really insecure and low self-esteem young people trying to advertise and talk confident people out of not advertising and enjoying themselves.
Yeah. You're aura farm. Like, you're trying to talk them out of their shoes.
It sounds
it's
like
very low self-esteem type of thing. That's why I said it's negative.
It seems like a definition for people that haven't done a lot yet or experienced a lot or found a way to live their lives fully. It sounds like a low self-esteem word to try to gain some sort of a talking point or selling point to try to talk other seemingly confident people out of enjoying themselves and their success, or whatever the vibe is. I don't know what the vibe is. These kids in the vibe stuff.
Right.
All right, here's another one, everybody. That one was just bizarre to me. It just seems like punching down and bully breed, low self-esteem stuff to me. But that's why I always ask the young people, because I don't come from that. It's hard for me to understand just being installed with attitudes and behaviors that punch down on other people. You have to make up new words and definitions for it. Cooking and cooked. You hear people say that.
This has been a thing before 2025.
Yeah. When somebody says, let me cook, they're preparing to flex their skills or impress with a creative idea or solution. It's the digital equivalent of saying, quote, let me show you what I can do. It's kind of weird that they are explaining it like this, too. It's bizarre to me. Whether it's a fire take or a dope outfit, you'll know they're about to serve something incredible. Can I tell you what this sounds like to me? It sounds like mainstream suburban culture destroying like Ebonics in urban inner city African American slang and lingo.
That's exactly what this is. 100%.
Even when they start to describe it, I'm African American. We've been saying let me cook my whole life.
Right.
Cook, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just something like you be in the
People
studio,
have
you
said
cooking it up.
this.
Let me cook. You know what I mean? Like hold on, let me cook. Like it's just something that black people say.
This has been a thing.
And then even where they go into where they actually have the definitions here, and it goes, everybody look at your screen too. It goes, they're preparing to flex their skills. Even that in itself is a rip on a way that brown people like myself, we've grown up talking like that.
Mm-hmm.
Flexing your skills and let me cook. So it kind of just seems like mainstream, like kind of like mocking or ripping off the way that other people talk.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. That's exactly.
Even when it says here, whether it's a fire or dope outfit, that's like one of those examples of the internet ripping off African American slang.
Can we stop doing that?
Do you know what I mean? Though it's like that's not new.
No. None of that is
Something
new.
being dope or something being fire and let me cook and flex your skills. That's stuff. That's the way that you
So
know.
black people talk.
That's the way to right. That's the way that right.
That's why I
Right.
said
Right.
cooking and cook
That's
has
not-
been a thing
That's
since
not new.
before all these people
That's
started
not
saying it on the internet.
2025.
Right.
No. All right. Here's another one. This will be the last one. I don't like this as much as I thought I would. If you're not familiar with this quirky phase, phantom tax. Don't worry, you're not alone. I thought these are supposed to be the words for 2025.
I've never heard this
How are
in my life.
How are we not familiar with them?
Right.
Born from the antics of Twitch streamer and former AMP collective member Phantom tax is a silly way of describing that cheeky act of snagging a bite of someone else's food without asking. You got to pay the phantom tax, explaining the phrase to GQ. Beyond the act of simple food theft, the term has morphed into a bit of a phenomenon, extending its reach to describe everything from friendship dynamics to the viral TikTok trends. It's become a phrase to insert, often ironically, into just about anything. So it means nothing. It's meaningless. That's boring. Why create words with no power, meaning, impact, purpose, pathway? I mean, if you just create a word just to fizzle out.
If you don't like people stealing your food, then
Yeah.
why not just say, stop taking my food?
No,
Why do you got to make this whole trend up like phantom tax?
I think if
pay the phantom tax.
I don't know.
Like, that's so stupid.
Depending on who it
If
is.
you don't like sharing your food, bro. Like,
Well, I mean, depending on who it is, if you reach over somebody's plate, you can get your nose broken.
that's very true.
I
so
don't-
instead of saying
I don't
phantom
think that-
tax, we could either be like, don't do that again, or punch you in the face.
I just think that that's not a
this
great
is so
idea.
unnecessary.
It's not a great idea to do with everybody.
No.
You don't reach over everybody's plate like that, or put your hands in somebody's food. That's nasty.
That's gross.
I could think of a kind of people to do that, but you don't want to do that with me.
That's nasty.
I wouldn't go to the hood and do that. I wouldn't do that in the prison. I wouldn't do that around certain types of people.
No.
You don't put your hands in people's food.
That's gross.
Just like you wouldn't do that with a dog. You wouldn't put a plate of dog food on the ground and stick your nose and stick your hands in his plate. Why would you do it to a person? That's a silly thing.
People need to learn food etiquette.
Stop doing that. That's a silly thing. All right, there you go, guys. There's all the impressive stuff that people are coming up with. What do you think?
This is crazy world we live in with these terms. Oh my. This next article is crazy. Are you reading this? Or do you want me to?
No, you can read it.
Okay.
Hold on, I want to make sure I get rid of this fucking thing. I really do.
Oh.
I don't want to have any hang-ups. Wow! Did you see that?
Yeah.
The fuck? What the hell was that?
It glitched the screen.
Oh, that's a terrible thing. That's what I'm saying. Look at that. It's still going. See? It's awful. I'll cut this whole part. It's still going? Bugging. Is this going to do that every time I scroll? Wow. That is fucking insane.
All this multimedia.
I'm going to cut this shit out, though. Where is it right now? 26. Remember 26. I'll cut it out.
Okay.
You can read this one, okay?
Okay. The
And-
next article.
Yeah, and for our next article, the 12 most common internet scams to be aware of in 2025. You see, Lexi, this program is really here to help people.
Just really help. Stay safe.
This is unique program. You can't find any type of programming like this anywhere else.
I was going to talk about scams. No one talks about this stuff.
All right, here we go. The biggest internet scams of 2025. Let's roll.
If you're concerned about scams in 2025, start by monitoring your text. Many of the most common internet scams of the year start with a text message. Of course, scams are everywhere because the internet has made it so easy for bad actors to do bad things. But, quite notably, the year in scams has largely been defined by text-based scams. You've likely heard about or even received these scams: the Easy Pass scam, the DMV scam, and the job offer scam, to name a few. And sadly, romance scams and malware trickery still abound. To keep yourself and loved ones safe online, here are the most common internet scams you need to be aware of in 2025.
This bullshit.
The Easy Pass scam text. Or scams involving other similar toll services have seemingly been the most prevalent scam in 2025. We here at Mashable and the Sepsiss Show initially covered the story in January and updated with readers on scammers' latest tactics and targets in May. The TLDR that scammers send is a text falsely claiming you have unpaid tolls, often creating a sense of urgency by threatening to suspend your license or enact some other severe punishment. Oftentimes, the text includes a link, and to be very clear, do not click any links. Don't click the link. If you're curious about the scam text, they typically looking something like the examples embedded below and are often sent from random phone numbers or email addresses.
Yeah, take a look at it, everybody.
Oh my gosh. Your vehicle has
Has
an
anybody-
unpaid toll. To avoid excessive late fees on your bill, please settle it promptly. Thank you for your cooperation. Total amount, $7. Payment, click this app. Please reply Y, then exit the SMS and open it again to activate the link.
The thing is like the more things you subscribe to in society, the more privileges and the more unlockables that you opt into in society, unfortunately, you're more vulnerable to fall for shit like this. Because people in society have signed up for so much of the capitalist subscription lifestyle, they're not really sure what sort of subscriptions they're associated with. It's hard to keep track or recognize all the different middlemen that are involved with managing, supervising, organizing, and charging you for your lifestyle. So I love this shit because I've never had a driver's license and I've never been behind the wheel of a car. So I get these vehicles unpaid bills all the time. And it feels really good to me because I've always taken the bus or I've paid my gas money or a taxi or Uber. However we see fit. I've tried to avoid my entire life having to go to the DMV. So when I get text messages like this, I feel really good that I don't have to feel the torture. It's like people that they're not sure how many different streaming services they've connected and subscribed to throughout the year. By the end of the year, it's like torture. Netflix and Xbox Gold and iTunes. And so then, it's like giving all these people permission to text message you all day. And like they're going to text message you anyways. I don't have a driver's license. I get these text messages all the time. Excuse me.
It's crazy.
I've never owned a vehicle. I've never registered a vehicle, But I get these text messages all the time.
That's wild. That
Isn't that
don't even
something?
do their research before they start messaging
They
people to scam.
Oh, they don't give a shit.
That's how you know it's a scam.
Right. Well,
Off
yeah.
rip.
Yes.
Don't click links.
Yeah, we talk about this a lot, but this is, I mean,
Guys, don't click links.
yeah.
Pay attention.
I don't know if there's any more scams we need to look out for.
Keep going. These are just all examples, it
Yeah.
looks like.
I'm going through it.
Oh, here we go. Another
Oh,
one.
here's another one. Let's do another one. We'll do one more.
Yeah.
We'll move on. You guys are welcome to look this stuff up.
Mm-hmm. DMV scams. You see it? Yeah. DMV scams. Another common scam in 2025 is the DMV text scam. It's effectively a close cousin to the Easy Pass scams as described above.
And just the same, in order to have the privilege of driving, in order to have the pride and privilege of the road, you have to be vulnerable to by having the privilege of using these products.
Mm-hmm.
By having a car, which is a product, and subscribing or leasing it or renting it, whatever. And even in order to do that, you need to have a customer service ID and an customer operator, basically like a status. Your driver's license is like an operator status to say that that you are equipped. I mean, a driver's license, for instance, doesn't make you a more skilled driver necessarily. It's just a product key to say that you are a valid customer.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's just like by being a valid customer of the DMV and having the privilege of their services as well as subscribing to the product of your vehicle, which is basically a subscription service.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Oh.
I'm just saying.
It's true. It is like a subscription service. DMV offices in states like California, Florida, and New York issued warnings that scammers would spam people with texts claiming to be from the DMV, falsely saying the driver had unpaid tickets and their driver's license was in jeopardy. These are fake and should be treated exactly the same as the Easy Pass tolls. Don't click the links.
Again. Yo, Lex,
Track
that
of
should
your
be
stuff.
that should be your new tagline. Don't click the links.
Don't click the links.
But like the DMV's a scam too. Like
Wow.
it is, man, because like you never just get your license and then that's it.
Nope. You gotta renew it.
There's something
every
new.
5 years, and then
No.
somehow, if there's a new person in the administration, they can change the ID.
They add microchips to it, urinalysis, retina scans, facial recognition,
They take your blood work.
So what I'm saying is, because we move everything that we move from our products to our personal lives, everything gets moved around on pavement, on roads paved in petroleum. Our entire lives counts on the highway and vehicles, and petroleum and things going to and from. So I could just remember, when I was younger, I remember non-driver's license IDs and driver's license. I remember when they were printed on paper. And that's not great, right? Because they disintegrate in the rain, and if you put them in the laundry.
The state seal engraved.
No, and now, right, a lot of, and now, I think this is nice to some degree, but you can have your passport on your Apple ID, which I think to some degree is nice, because you can get on a plane, with just using your iPhone or something like that. So I understand the benefits of these things and everything like that. But it is awfully scammy in itself, the DMV, because every couple of years they want you to renew or buy a new, opt into a new piece of plastic or a new electronic product. And and if you don't, they're going to punish you like you're on parole or something, or they're going to take away your privileges, or you're not going to have enough, or you're not going to have as many, or it won't be the best, it won't be the premium. You'll have the
What the premium chi.
Right, you'll have the bronze package. And all your friends will be fucking platinum.
You'll be able to travel the globe.
Right, and you'll be sitting at home with your bronze package. That's how they
like a grift.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. It just the fuck. It's not like you go to the DMV to renew your license and you're a better driver.
Nope. You just go there, pay some money. Oh, you're
right.
on your way. Have fun.
Right.
Good luck out there.
Like what if you were...
Try not to kill anybody. Like what?
It's a faith-based religion.
Right.
You know what I mean?
As long as you have the money, honey.
Right.
You can drive.
That's what I mean. It's crazy.
And we wonder why there's terrible drivers out there. Well...
What is up with this, man? I can't get down there. Oh, my Lord. That's what I didn't want to happen.
What is happening tonight?
We'll get it together. This is a strange story. I just want to get your idea on it. It's so weird. We cover some weird stories around here. If I get to it, might be a fucking pop-up or something. All right, here we go. It's strange. Just bear with me here, and I do mean bear. If it loads, it might not load because, fucking internet is broken. Look at this shit. It's like MySpace.
It's worse.
Look at it. Look at that. Did you see that? It's like Space Invaders. Where did that come from? I'm going to show y'all over here. Hold on. The fucking internet is breaking down. It's just all ads, You can't even read anything. Like, what is that? How do you get rid of that?
Those 3 bot.
That? You're going to make me click onto something terrible.
Stop seeing this ad.
Forever. I'm not interested. Ever again. Look at this one down here. It's like playing Space Invaders. You got to go around and whack these little fuckers. Look you can't even read this shit. Who cares? I'll read it anyway.
Okay.
Blink-182 drummer Travis Barker is facing criticism online after his daughter, Alabama Barker. That's a hell of a name. After his daughter, Alabama Barker, shared Christmas gifts she received from her father, including lingerie from Agent Provocateur. The controversy, I don't think that's much of a, well, who knows. The controversy emerged after Alabama posted a video on TikTok showing her holiday haul. What is your thoughts? Give me your thoughts. You are a young lady.
I look at this.
What would you do if your dad bought you a bra? Does it matter?
I look at this 2 ways. No, it wouldn't matter to me if a father bought their daughter a bra or panties or something.
Right.
To me, that's like taking care of your daughter because your daughter is a female.
Everyone in the
to me,
yes,
buying panties and bras and things like that.
Yes,
that's how you take care, in my opinion, of a female. As a
right.
male.
But what I don't think we're just talking about the regular underwear here. I want to be specific.
In terms of lingerie, okay, like full piece outfits that are very explicit and revealing.
They laid it on the ground. They didn't say just regular appropriate underwear. They laid it on the ground. Lingerie.
Okay, so in my opinion,
yes.
I look at this 2 ways.
Okay.
One, to me, so you're kind of on the line of being a little bit weird. But the second way is perhaps this lady asked for this outfit for Christmas.
Right.
And because she asked for it, he was like, I'll get it for you.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you.
So I think she asked for it. Mm-hmm. And it was received. It could have been from her dad, or it could have been from the stepmom,
Yeah.
could have been from her mom, could have been from her friend.
Yeah. So you're saying
So
you're saying it's
I don't necessarily think it's what it's all cracked up to be portrayed, in my opinion. I think she asked for it and someone got it for her.
she had help.
Right. I don't think
so
he just went on the internet, or
well, we don't know. We
or
don't know.
anyone just went on the internet and just bought it for her. Like
We
that.
don't know for
I don't think that. I think maybe she might have asked for it or something.
I think that would
Seems
be
a little bit more.
I think that would be giving her credit. We don't know any of that.
No.
So but what you're saying is that if Dad had some help in the process, if she had a list of things that she wanted, and you're offering a plausible circumstance where it would be appropriate versus
The other way.
versus looking at it as a controversial story,
Yeah.
you're saying here is another set of circumstances that could be. You know what I mean? Like if you had a female in your life and you didn't know what to get her, for instance, you might ask your wife, your girlfriend, or somebody else, and they would say, "Oh, I know what to get her. Get her Victoria's Secret."
She mentioned
And then
this
right,
in my ear.
right, and we don't know the details of
Right.
that. Okay,
Right.
it doesn't mean that he's a horrible Skinner.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. Okay. Here is another one. Hey bands, Facebook is testing pay to play for posting links. Meta is testing new Facebook feature that limits how many links creators can share unless they pay for a Meta verified subscription. I mean, there's no surprise here, is there?
No. I thought they were doing pay to play because of the whole if you want to be verified thing.
Yeah, they are. They are doing that. They are definitely doing that. They've been doing that.
So I feel like that whole
Goes right along with it.
You want to be verified, pay this thing goes definitely along with that.
We are very lucky. Oh my God, this is so ugly. I don't even want to see this right now. I really don't. We are really lucky. The Sepsiss page. We got verified in a time way before you had to pay for it. Melissa Wolf page, she got her page verified during a time when it meant something. You know? So as a result, you know, we're grandfathered in. We've been verified. The band's been verified on Facebook before people could pay for it. So our page has just always been verified because at the time there were certain achievements, there were certain milestones that
you had to earn it. You had to work for it as a public figure.
Right.
Or a business.
So just for the record, we don't pay for that shit.
No, that it was earned.
So
I watched them do it.
So I feel bad for people, and if they took it away for some reason, and told us, you know, that's something we had to pay for, we wouldn't.
And that's the same thing for Melissa's page too. Like her page.
Well, yeah.
Was earned when she got her verification.
Yeah.
As well.
It just feels good, you know, with all this stuff coming now. You know, we know that we know, like MySpace, that anytime it's like parole, they can take it away for anything or nothing at all. And we understand that. We know that these companies are set to rip treaties, betray us, and knife the creators and the musicians at any turn. So that's something, signing up to Spotify, signing up to Reverb Nation or Bandcamp, signing up to all of these social media apps that promise that they're going to be free forever and they're going to help musicians decentralize and help artists get paid fairly and reinforce your authentic presence. Not unless you pay for it. Under the test, the number of links a creator can share on Facebook each month is tied directly to whether they're subscribed to Meta Verified. according to screenshots shared by social media consultant Matt Navarra, as captured by Engadget. Some creators recently received a notification from Meta stating, quote, certain Facebook profiles without Meta verified, including yours, will be limited to sharing 2 organic posts per month. That is bananas to me.
That's so stupid.
Yeah. In other words, non-paying creators may only be allowed to share links in 2 posts per month, unless they upgrade to Meta Verified, because Facebook isn't even interested in taking you out to dinner anymore before bending you over, says Metal Injection. A Meta spokesperson confirmed the experiment to Engadget. Sorry guys, I've just never heard of that before. Describing it as, quote, a limited test to understand whether the ability to publish an increased volume of posts with link adds additional value for verified subscribers. So, remember when Facebook said it's free and always will be?
It's a lie.
Well, they lied. They all lie about stuff like that.
That's just crazy.
What do you think about that?
And what's all that money gonna go to? His bunker city? And
I'm That's crazy. You're probably right.
well, it's rumored that he's building a city.
It's possible. I don't doubt that. I would not doubt that.
Wow. What an interesting article this is. Gene Simmons warns Americans to stop attacking each other over beliefs. Let's get into this.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Let's
gosh.
get out of this.
Gene Simmons recently addressed the divisive political climate in America, urging citizens to respect each other's beliefs in a statement shared on CNN Inside Politics.
No one's going to respect your beliefs if you voted for a pedophile. No one's going to respect your beliefs if you voted for somebody that protects or even is alleged of protecting a pedophile. No one is ever going to respect you, ever, aside from politics. Politics aside, no one is going to respect anybody that cheers for somebody who has a different form of justice and judicial punishment. No one is going to respect anyone who cheers for an adjudicated sex offender.
No.
Okay, I'm just going to throw that out there.
It's just no.
That without even dealing with politics, I understand what he's saying. Take the politics aside. No one is going to cheer. No one in their right mind. All politics aside, no one in their right fucking mind in decency is going to cheer for an adjudicated sexual offender. Nobody in their right mind is going to cheer. You good? Bite that mic. That's probably the best you're going to get it. Nobody in their decent right mind is going to respect anyone who cheers for an adjudicated sexual assaulter.
It's just not gonna happen.
We can't have
Not gonna happen.
we can't have a talk about politics if you cheer on people that defend or hang out with sex offenders. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. You're not going to get any pass.
We could talk about politics, maybe, if there was not a topic of defending sexual assaulters, women abusers, or sex trafficking rings. Even if you're alleged of being in that conversation, we can't get to farming, the music industry. We can't have a talk about religion. We can't have a talk about slush puppies. And the main thing that prevents us having that conversation is I'm not willing to sit at the table and eat with anyone or have a discussion about anything if they cheer for, if they root for someone who protects, who hangs out with, who endorses, or who can be seen with in terms of sex offenders, sexual abusers, and people that attack children. If you even are remotely alleged of being in that circle, if anything but condemning those activities and the people that do it. In order to hang out with me, in order to be in my circle, you have to completely, aside from politics, aside from how you grew up, aside from what you hear on the news, aside from the categories of people that everyone gets filtered into, aside from all of those topics, any decent person in their right mind outright condemns anyone that would protect a child abuser. One thing we should all have common ground. One thing we should all reach common ground on is protecting children from child abusers.
I 100% agree.
Also, I don't even know what he's talking about.
We don't even need to know what he's talking about.
That's what people's problem is, Gene Simmons. It's not nothing else.
It's not attacking political preferences or personal beliefs.
We could get to that at some point.
That's not even what it is.
We could get to that at some point if it wasn't for the child trafficking, if it wasn't for a jury,
That's the problem.
If it wasn't for a judge and jury going over observable evidence, testimony in a setting where science and competence in front of organized professionals and experts, if evidence was not brought forward in front of these people and they were given the authority to make the decision after going over the evidence, if it wasn't for a guilty finding of sexual assault, if it wasn't for all of these important people and leaders being in pictures with assaulters and abusers, if it wasn't for that, then maybe we could talk about the light bill.
But we can't, because there's felons in office.
Right. So the reason why we can't...
And people sided with that.
We can't talk about industry. We can't talk about farming. We can't talk about rap. We can't talk about cable TV because of one thing.
There's felons in office.
And that's that we have an administration and a president that's been found liable of sexual assault. That's the issue. That is the issue. If we didn't have to talk about sexual assault, then we could talk about farming and politics and everything else. But we can't do that. What the fuck? I don't know. I don't care for that. Do you?
Mm-mm.
Let's move on. I was gonna read another one, guys, but it was just like. I don't. This is a strange thing here. I don't know how you feel about this one. Yikes! Did you see that?
Yeah.
My God. That's terrible. You guys know? Do you know who Rick Rubin is, Lex?
I heard he was a producer.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Rick Rubin is one half of the legendary Def Jam Records or whatever the fuck they are.
Oh.
LL Cool J.
Mhm. Wasn't there also like
Public Enemy?
Wasn't
Right, they were Def Jam, right? Tell me in the comments if I'm wrong.
Metallica mixed by them?
No.
Wasn't
No,
there a
I
band
I
that
think
was
you're talking
mixed by
about
them?
I think you're talking about Bob Rock.
Thank you. I always get him and Rick Rubin confused.
I think the band that you're talking about in terms of Rick Rubin, I think you're referring to System of a Down.
Ah.
But you know
System of a Down.
You know who also got to work with System of a Down? Sylvia Massey.
Stop it.
Isn't that cool?
I didn't know that.
But you know.
You know all the stuff.
Rick Rubin explains his thinking in the new book, The Way of the Code, The Timeless Art of Vibe Coding.
Vibe coding?
Yeah, I know a lot of people can't stand the whole vibing thing.
What's up with this vibe?
It really irritates people when they use or people use the word vibe. It doesn't bother me.
So why does it irritate people?
I don't know. Like, it's one of those trendy things that get people, you know.
Oh.
So here it is. I'll read a little bit of it. It's not a big deal. Rick Rubin has written a book about the new phenomenon, excuse me, of vibe coding, or giving AI directions in a neutral language instead of a programming language, which the acclaimed producer calls the punk rock of coding.
What?
Before you start agreeing with Pete Townsend, the argument does kind of make sense in context. I'm not saying that. That's what it says here in the article. The Way of the Code, I guess, is the book. The Timeless Art of Vibe Coding. So, you know, Rick, I don't think he's a musician. I think that's what he does with musicians, right? I mean, isn't that what Rick Rubin is known for? Yeah. Kind of just telling people, hey, man, do the vibe, dude, and then somebody else plays something cool.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't play shit.
Right.
So this is what he's always done.
Remixing and...
Right.
Yeah.
You come into a room. I mean, nothing against him. Play the mandolin, motherfucker. Can't do it. Rick Rubin can't play the mandolin. Mm-hmm. He could talk about it.
Yeah, you could press a button, make it work, make it sound good.
And you know what? For people that are like Rick Rubin, AI is amazing. Mm-hmm. But you know what? I didn't get into playing guitar so someone else could enjoy it. I did the hard work so I could enjoy playing guitar for the rest of my life without fucking going through a middleman or asking Rick Rubin for his permission. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to have to go to AI or Google to ask permission to be a fucking musician. Hold on, Rick, do you think this is okay? Like, I don't give a shit if he likes it or not. The reason why I learned guitar is so I could play it in such a way with such confidence where I wouldn't have to give a shit what Rick Rubin was talking about. Mm-hmm.
Like, what the fuck?
Okay, so they say here it's an interactive book created with the AI chat bot. He didn't even write
it. He wrote... Yo,
2 thumbs down.
Yo, anyone that writes a book by AI, bye.
So hold on, let me get this right. It's an AI book about writing AI music
Bro.
written by Rick Rubin, who didn't write it?
Bro.
That is hilarious. Yo.
Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your family. Dishonor on your cow. Dishonor.
Listen. According to Rick Rubin, okay.
Oh, actually something by Rick, okay.
No, according to him.
By AI.
There's one thing that we know Rick is good at. Talking shit. And I can relate.
We're getting AI
all right?
to talk shit for you.
Right. According to Rick, it's kind of a remix of the 2T Chang.
It's not even your book that you remixed.
A 3,000-year-old wisdom teaching combined with cutting-edge technology. It's full of Rick Rubin's observations about AI mixed with AI Rick Rubin-esque. An accent of Rick's wisdom such as, quote, do by doing and there is not that cannot be done. That's fucking gibberish, and you know it.
You suck.
Right,
Not
doodly
you.
doo.
Him.
Doodly doo dum ba doo dum ba day.
Shalom and everything explodes.
Ba with the ba, the bang, the dang, diggy with the diggy. Say up, jump the boogie.
Oh, you are so wise. You should write a book about it.
Jiggity boom bam ba doodle. Like what the fuck?
Yo, he sucks.
Yo, he's tripping out, man.
No stars.
Yo, I don't want Rick Rubin to tell me how to play music.
Don't tell me nothing about
Yo, well,
books,
boom bam ba doo ba doo.
music. Tell me nothing. Just stay over there.
Right. Dating by Rick Rubin.
No.
Cooking by
No.
Richard Rubin.
Burn it. No.
Carpentry by Dick Rubin.
I'm gonna turn the Fahrenheit to 451 and burn all his books.
Firefighting by Rick Rubin.
And I'm against book burning. I'd burn his book.
He doesn't. It's not in paperback. It's only in digital form. Isn't that fucking agony?
Yeah.
That's fucking great. Chibidi bam
Dear
bam bam.
agony.
That's fucking awesome. What do we got here? Oh yeah, you fucking pukes! I've been waiting for this.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Woot.
shit! I think it just broke.
Woot. We're frozen. Woot. Now we're not. Woot.
Hold on, we
Woot.
gotta get rid of that. Damn it! Look how fucking small it is. Get this guy out of here.
Hi. News text.
All right, hold on,
Can
hold
you
on.
please stop making everything in like -70 font? Thanks.
They do that so they can fit more ads and show this lady. Yo. All right, so check this out, everybody. This is important. These are the states that will raise the minimum wage in 2026. But the bad news is if your state is not on this fucking list, something's up, man.
Yeah. Oi.
Yeah, man.
This is not good.
Everybody knows that everybody can walk outside their front door right now and look at a neighbor's house. You could look left, you could look right, you could look right next door, or you could look way down the street. Everybody right now could use a couple more dollars. Everybody right now could use some help with the rent. Everybody right now could be doing a little bit better. Rotating the items in their refrigerator. Come on, guys. Everyone could have had a stronger Christmas. Everyone could have had a stronger year financially.
Yeah.
It's not shameful. It's not embarrassing. It's just telling the truth, man. You know, a little more gas, and we all could have gone farther. And I'm gonna say this one more time for the people in the back that don't know any better. The greatest threat to the most qualified and capable young people and adults, listen to me. The greatest threat in your life right now isn't which side of the aisle you're on. It's not even diseases and mayhem. The very greatest threat to your survival and to your family's longevity right now is homelessness. The very greatest threat that face all of us, from low to middle, and don't think you're out of reach, to upper middle class, young adults in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, the very greatest threat to you and to all of us right now is homelessness. So I hope that sinks in before we read this next article. These are the states that will raise the minimum wage in 2026. Now remember that we live in a society where we are all supposed to go along and believe that you are worth how good or how well or how fancy your job is. Everything comes down, when it comes down to you, your reputation, your credibility, your privileges, it all comes down to your manager being able to take your job or not. Okay? We've all been led to believe that to be the best of who we are, it depends on how hard we're working. To be a top quality American, you need to work long and hard. And only the best, only the most qualified are to opt in and believe that our lives are about working a 9 to 5 and what you do for work. You introduce yourself by what you do for work, right? All of the activities that you do after work revolve around what you do for work. It's almost the first topic that you talk about as soon as you get home. Because the idea is we measure our value and we measure our American quality based on what you do for work, the color of your skin, and what version of gods you pray to. Okay? So that's why this is so important. We wouldn't care so much about the minimum wage or have nothing to talk about, except for the fact that, let's remember, to be important, to be an American, is to have a job. And if you don't, you're not a real man, or you're not a real human being. For instance, a 45-year-old man that lives with his mother and doesn't work, the idea that he is less valuable or he is not as worthy as somebody who is cranking out the hours at Walmart or the warehouse. So you can have nothing, to show for it. And your whole life can be just paying bills and chasing disease, injuries, and and you can have nothing to show for it. As long as you turn and you can tell people with confidence that you're a fucking patriot because you work hard and you work long hours. And that justifies a lot of people just pushing on. But with that, let's read about it. Nearly 20 U.S. states are set to raise the minimum wage in 2026, boosting pay for millions of workers spanning from Arizona to New Jersey. And I applaud these states for doing this. I mean, honestly, anything at this point could be helpful, right? A mix of Republican and Democrat-controlled states will raise their wage floors on January 1st, keeping with inflation-adjusted increases or as part of scheduled hikes that take effect at the beginning of each calendar year. So this isn't a gift. This is survival. You feel me? This isn't something they're doing to be nice because everybody wants to ride around on new tires next summer and go skiing. This is because people can't afford the basic needs of daily life. The pay increases will affect about 8 million workers who will gain a combined $5 billion over the course of 2026, according to the left-leaning Economic Policy Institute. I think it's important that it seems like all parties agreed on doing this, which is nice to see, right?
Yeah.
It's nice to see people getting along and say, hey, we agree. People should be making more money, not because they're spoiled brats, but because they're going to fucking die if they don't.
Yeah.
People are going to get sick, and people are going to be homeless. Beginning next year, the number of workers living in a state that guarantees 15 minimum wage will exceed the number living in a state that offers the federal wage floor of $7.25. That's just embarrassing. Y'all know it. $7.25 is embarrassing.
That's how much our state is for minimum wage.
After the wave of wage hikes, Washington will become the state with the highest minimum wage, offering workers $17 an hour. That's really good. That's really good. I know here in New Hampshire it's $7.25 for sure, like Lexi said.
Yes.
Can you pull that microphone up a little bit?
I have to hold it.
Welcome to my life on stage. Workers in New York will enjoy the second highest wage floor as the state implements a minimum hourly wage of $17 for workers in New York City, Long Island, Westchester. Interesting, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Scott? Overall, the 19 states set to raise their minimum wage on Thursday include Arizona, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Hawaii, Maine, Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, New Jersey, New York, not New Hampshire, Ohio, Rhode Island, South Dakota, Vermont, Virginia, and Washington, but not New Hampshire.
Not New Hampshire.
Just wanted to throw that out there.
Not New Hampshire. That will never be. It'll be $7.25 until we're 55.
I just wanted to share that with y'all. What do you think about that?
It's great that other states are starting to realize that they need to increase minimum wage. I just wish that there were the other states that realized that because it affects them too. I really want our state in particular to raise the minimum wage because $7.25 you'll die.
I was going to cover this one here, this last one. But you know what? I thought about it. Look at this. Would you look at this?
This is incredibly.
Let me get rid of this. Get rid of this one. Holy shit.
Okay.
Here we are at
Here we
the
go.
Mosh Network. I don't know what this is about.
Why is their font -70?
Ads. Gotta blow it up, man.
Ugh,
I'm scared to click on anything.
right?
So I don't know what this is. Bill Murray, touring guitarist Reese Malson steps away following public allegations.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, I don't know who they are or what's going on. Reese has stepped down as a touring guitarist for Bill Murray.
I think that's how you pronounce it.
Okay. Following a series of serious allegations that surfaced publicly online earlier this week. Well, we've been alleged of things.
Right.
Everybody is alleged. It doesn't mean they necessarily
Yeah.
did something bad. The allegations were shared in detailed statements by a former romantic partner.
Here we go.
I'm not going to get into her name and all of that. On Instagram, included claims of repeated racist and misogynistic behavior, emotional abuse, intimidation, and controlling conduct during their relationship. Screenshots and additional context were provided alongside the statements, which she said primarily reflect events that occurred in the weeks leading up to the end of the relationship.
Goodness.
Well, it ended in August.
Well, I'm just saying, like, all the allegations that are
Yes.
listed up against them. That's why I'm saying goodness.
And I don't want
That's
to.
a lot.
I don't want to. What they do, like in society, people rush to judgment.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, that's a lot to allege somebody of.
It is, and I don't want to defend anybody or hurt anybody's feelings, but August was a while ago.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying,
It's almost next year.
right, and that doesn't mean that nothing happened or I'm making light of it. What I am saying is something may or may not have happened in August and in the history since then,
Mm-hmm.
right? But we're never gonna know. Like we're not there to observe it, right? We're not, and
We're not investigators or lawyers.
right.
The police.
And it's easy to read something online, grab a side and want to defend it, right? Or want to prosecute. But I'm just saying for everybody involved, we don't know what the hell's going on, and let's not pretend that we do.
No, I'm just looking at the list of everything, and I'm like,
Oh, I wasn't
wow,
referring to you.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, I wasn't referring to you.
It's so
I'm just
easy
saying.
these days, like in general.
Based
on what you're saying, for people to just like take a side. Like look at like the
I know
article like a couple months back that
Yeah.
they did in regards to stuff like this. Not the Diddy one, but I'm
It's like
trying to remember the band. I think it was As I Lay Dying or something, and like everyone like hopped on it and was like, "Oh my
that's
god, let's start
different.
taking
That's different because he went to court.
I know.
And then he went
Well,
to
I'm just
jail for
using-
trying to kill his wife. That's a little bit different.
That is, but what I'm saying is, it was before all like the courts and all of that. When that story all first came out, everyone was so quick to jump.
That's
Even with Disney, I almost said Disney. Even with Diddy too, everyone was so quick to jump until the courts, until all of that.
even
came
then, like we were talking about earlier. Even then, people don't necessarily care about the results of a court case if they are an obsessive fanatic fan.
Right. That's what I was saying. It's so easy. It's so quick for people to pick a side. When we first read all these things before courts, before anything gets looked at in a court of law, where it's so easy for us to read these articles that come out and be like, "Oh my God,
I don't want
such a bad person."
Yeah, I don't want to defend.
Start taking sides.
I don't want to defend Buddy.
Anybody.
I don't want to defend Buddy over there because I don't know nothing about the situation. The point of me reading this article is not to determine guilt.
No, no. We're not doing that.
It's to see how fake and how weak people run to the comment sections
And pick a side.
and hard rock and heavy metal, and not to defend him, but whatever the incident may or may not have been was in August. Okay, And the issue with that is none of it is observable.
Yeah.
So when you bring something that's not observable in past tense into the present social media feed, it's really hard to make a case, man. It's really hard to get down to the facts and gain credibility and respect for anyone.
That's why I think articles like this
Yeah.
should not be a story on the thing. Like, people should
You don't think
not
that the Mosh Network should have caught?
no,
You think it's
no.
clicky,
I
baby?
don't think, not even just them. I think no one should be covering stories like this until a court filing comes out.
That was a little bit of my.
Like, no one should be covering this. There should even be an interview that an interviewer even pops up for any sort of thing. No one should be covering any sort of allegations or anything.
Well, I haven't
like
even heard
that
anything. I haven't even.
unless something came out.
Well,
is
I haven't
what I'm
even heard
saying.
anything quite yet. That he was mean and maybe racist or something like that. I don't really know. So let's go on here. Screenshots and additional context were provided alongside, so there was some type of evidence of him being mean or whatever. But this is what I got to say. People are nasty and mean and racist and misogynistic in heavy metal. That comes with the program.
Yeah, that is what is heavy metal. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
But is it?
I can't say that I don't expect that.
I expect it.
When you look at the extreme imagery, the extreme violence, and the religious imagery, and the nationalism and misogyny that is depicted within the art,
Yeah.
one could guess, okay, that some of that is going to rub off on people in real life, just like the horror movies do, just like the video games do, just like gangster rap. People walk some really blurry lines and talk themselves into some unavoidable situations. Look at poor K-Flock. The accuser emphasized that her statements pertain solely to the gentleman and were not intended to implicate any bands. I don't know what was implicated. Companies or individuals he associated with. So I guess she didn't want it to hurt other people, but that's what happens.
Right.
I think that's the thing
you
too.
can't just isolate one person because, like,
You know,
listen,
whether it's true or not, if you make a statement about Lexi in the band, it's going to affect everybody in the band, you know?
mm-hmm.
So if you make a statement about somebody, you got to really be ready to.
affects everything.
You got to be really ready to stand on that.
Yeah.
With adding that many people in his professional circle may be unaware of the alleged behavior. Well, in her initial public statement, the accuser explained her decision to come forward. And this is what I mean. Like, if something happens in August, okay, sometimes that could be difficult to gain credibility. Because no one can, you know. It's just coming to social media sometimes can not to defend him. Sometimes it can look like attention seeking. That's all. And I'm not, you know, I find that unfortunate, really. This seems like I'm looking here, and it looks like I'll read a little bit of it because it's fun. She must be talking to him. You're a selfish, ignorant, racist, misogynistic, and disingenuous individual. But that to me, that describes a lot of people in metal.
Yeah.
Ignorant, racist, misogynistic, and disingenuous. That's a lot of people in music.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people in gangster rap, not just metal.
That's a lot of people in the world.
Right. Understand the harm that you have caused. You hide behind the persona of immature, funny guy. Well, everybody knows people that are really hateful and like bigots and racists and people that are genuinely hateful, they hide behind the funny guy image. That they're joking, you know. As soon as you call out a racist on his racism, many times racists use the, "Oh, I'm just doing a joke, man," routine. Everybody knows that. Everybody goes, he's just a funny guy. He's just a class clown. Like, can't you lighten up? Can't you take a joke? Kind of stuff, you know. Everybody does that. When men are sexist or misogynistic, what do? I'm just joking, man. It's just a joke, you know. Come on, lighten up.
Also, when they drop the N-word, they think it's a joke too.
That's what I mean. That they
It's not a joke.
When hateful, sexist, ugly people, when they get called out, all right, and they get held accountable, they usually run to the excuse that they are a comedian or they were just joking or not to take them serious. But when people drop the N-bomb or when people are misogynistic or ugly, they want people to take them serious.
We also, as a society, should stop,
you know,
with the whole allowing racist jokes to be a thing.
Well, that's what I mean.
Like, racist jokes, even for a professional comedian, should be off the show. Should not be a thing.
Well,
racist jokes are not cool.
I agree with you. But here's my thing. If you're going to be serious, be serious. If you're going to joke. Okay? And this is what I mean. I agree with you 100%. But don't, when you're comfortable, be tough and be serious about your racism and be pushing that, right? And then when tough guys approach you or people confront you, now you're joking and you're just kidding around and you're just one of the guys.
You'll get to pick and choose when you're a joke.
Right. If you're being misogynistic and sexist and ugly and then your mother and sister come in like, what did you just say? And you're like, oh, I'm just joking, man. Just lighten up and everything else, man. I'm just the funny guy, man. Come on, man. It's a very victim pussy approach.
Yeah.
So, so it's like, you want people to take your racism seriously and your sexism seriously until you're confronted. And then when you're confronted, you're just joking and you're just kidding. And really, you're just a victim and you need to get a proper defense because everybody else just needs to lighten up for you. And that's a crazy walk. That's a lot.
You're really walking the line.
You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. So anyway. This is what she's talking. I guess she's talking this. She's giving him the business right now. You use racially charged caricatures and language in private group chats. Yeah, that's what racists do. Defended it as humor. Yes, that's what they do. And dismissed my objections by claiming I had no right to be upset. Guys, I'm not saying that this guy is all true. I'm not saying that all of these things that she's saying about him is true, but what I am saying is true is these are features and these are generic. These are the go-to behaviors of racist, prejudice, misogynistic, heavy metal guy. This is it. This is the stuff we talk about all the time. You threatened me with self-harm under the guise of jokes. Monitored my location. Raised your voice when questioned. Huh. And sent images of firearms while describing what would happen if you believed I was cheating. All right. That's different. What do you think of that? That's different. No, that's beef right there. We got beef. No, we have a serious problem on our hands.
I also don't like the next two paragraphs.
If she's serious, I don't. Look, this what I'm gonna say.
Serious, the next two paragraphs after that one are the most gross.
Yo, hold on. If this is serious though, this is what I'm gonna say, right? And I'm not the judge, I'm not the jury, I'm not defending anybody. I'm also looking at the article in general and looking at the greater problem. The problematic issue of there being a constant threat of misogyny, racism, and violence in the heavy metal culture.
Yeah.
Like, this is what, and our inability to call it out, and also our inability to make sense of it and hold ourselves accountable in terms of misinformation and facts.
Yeah.
And storytelling and, and being a clout chaser or just trolling or whatever. Because I think the idea is if we're not supposed to talk about this stuff, we all need to be on our best behavior, and we're not heavy metal enough if we're not, if we're talking about this stuff. I think the tradition is as metal bands, we're all supposed to put up with guys in hard rock and heavy metal who might be doing this shit. But let me tell you something. If it was me, I would be expected to be held to the flame. I'm a black man. Anytime I'm involved or anybody alleges me in something bad, people call the police. They don't go to Facebook. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's crazy. You accuse me of infidelity, pressured me to stop modeling? In weaponized situations you've previously agreed to. Oh, that's weird. The way you treated me during my miscarriage? Oh. You dismissed my grief and hung up during a crisis. Some of these things are not criminal. They may be mean and disgusting. They might be mean.
It's definitely gross if they're true.
Yeah, I don't want to read the next part because it's just like, ooh. But yeah,
it's gross.
Yeah, this is crazy. She writes some more here.
If all this is true, it's gross.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
I wouldn't say like you said, like I wouldn't say this is like criminal or anything, but it's definitely gross.
Yeah, this is him right here, I guess. This is him. This is interesting. At least give him a chance to speak for himself. I think that's a good thing. Following the public attention surrounding allegations, the guy there issued a statement, I don't know how to say his name, acknowledging his behavior. Okay. He says here, so he departed from the band. You know what I mean? Like, if he didn't depart.
Basically, according to what I just read just now of his little thing here, he basically admitted to doing it.
Okay. This is what he said. Quote, I exhibited behavior on several fronts during a previous relationship that I deeply regret. Hey, man, he's fallen on his sword.
He basically admitted it.
I'm so sorry not only to her, but to anyone else these behaviors affected. Now, look,
To apologize publicly is an admission of guilt.
Yes. At this point, I can only apologize and take the steps to be a better person for myself. Now, you know me. I don't hate that.
I think he handled this professionally as a public figure.
Effective immediately. I'm stepping down from the band. I love every second of my time with them, but it's important that I take this time to work on myself. Yo, man, that's real. I'm not saying this clears him. I don't know him, but man to man.
If this is how you lived your life, this is how you take accountability for those things that you did in your life. This is a great example of someone recognizing, no matter how gross it was or whatever, recognizing that this caused harm.
Yes.
This is wrong, and I'm going to apologize and hopefully do something right.
Yeah, he even said like he even said
loudmouth her.
He didn't make, and I want to say here, and everyone's gonna be like, wow, Will's praising him. No, I'm not. I don't even know what happened. I already told you, I'm not the judge or jury, so don't put me in that square. What I'm saying is, we don't see a lot of this. We don't see a lot of guys get called out. We don't see a lot of people. That's the problem with racists, is they get called out and they don't say, I'm sorry.
They don't even see it as being a wrong or harmful or hurtful. They don't see any negative connotation that can go with them dropping the N-word. That's why they continue to be racist. And
I want to say I don't know the extent of details and acts that he did. We don't know. We're just using some examples here. But it is very far and few. It's super rare to hear people make a goof or say ugly things and then go, you know what? I acted out in a way that was immature. I said some things that are ugly, and I'm going to go work on myself. And to me, I can relate to that because I did 12 years in state prison, and I caught my case and my experience happened at a time, and I was a very different young man. You go through different checkpoints in your life, and some people might see it as punishment, where other people are going to see an opportunity to grow. And that's what this guy has done here, at least in his statement. I wish the best for him. Guys, we'll end it on a positive note, man. Not everything is ugly all the time. Sometimes, man, just a little humanity and decency goes a long way.
Happy New Year, everybody. We'll see you guys next year.
Oh, my God.
2026.
I was gonna say that's a long time. But then
it's only 24 hours.
It's only a couple hours.
Yeah.
You guys be cool.
We'll see you guys next year.